Wasted Water Sports, ahoy! How's everybody doing? All geared up for another big day of Super Rugby action, I hope. I certainly am. Looking forward to this one, the Hurricanes versus the Fijian Drua. The Drua, who have a recent history of pushing the Hurricanes to the very limit. Not just that, they pushed the Brumbies to the very brink just last week. So, should be a decent game, this one, although I am expecting the Hurricanes to win quite convincingly in the end. They might get a little bit of a nip or two at their heels from this Fijian Drua team. But we'll see. I have stacked a same-game multi full of Hurricanes, so I'm certainly hoping that they win quite convincingly, but we'll see. Super Rugby has tossed up a surprise or two, not just over the years, but this season alone in the opening two rounds. We've seen some surprises, so you just never know. A team can go in with overconfidence, and then next thing you know, they're on the receiving end of an upset. But I should imagine the Hurricanes, they should be too strong here today for the Fijian Drua. You would think. Interested to see Harry Godfrey there at fly half, but all eyes on Kini Naholo, my Super Rugby fantasy captain. The double points for Naholo today. Hopefully he bags a few tries. NRL Super King, ahoy mate. How are you doing? Speaking of fantasy, wastedsports.com.au, our official website. You will find links there to all our tipping and fantasy games that are available for season 2025. Wastedsports.com.au. There's a fly in my studio. How has that happened? So we've got NRL and Super Rugby fantasy and tipping coming up for the season ahead. Do feel free to jump on over there. Free to join. It's just for a little bit of fun and banter in between the chat rooms and ourselves here, the Wasted Water Sports crew. Live on YouTube, live on TikTok, live on Facebook, live on Twitch. So ahoy there and welcome along wherever you're joining us from for this coverage of Super Rugby as it continues. Well and truly into round two now. The Hurricanes playing host to the Fijian Drua. There is Umaga Jensen. Umaga Jensen's a bit of my hair twin at the moment. We had Tohu Harris in the NRL. And now we've got Peter Umaga Jensen, my hair twin, in Super Rugby. You've got to love it. Sky Finks, ahoy mate. The home side out onto the park. So, in terms of predictions for this one, bold call maybe. I'm saying Hurricanes to cover their line. Their line is 18.5 points. Let's say the Hurricanes win by 20. With the try scorers that I need for my same game multi. Which, by the way, are Jacob Devery, Peter Umaga Jensen, Cam Roigard, and who was the last person I picked? Can't remember. Where can I find that Where can you find that scoreboard? Well, I made it myself. NRL Super King. Ready to roll. Kini Naholo. That, of course, was my other same-game multi. Try scorer as we're underway. Hurricanes versus the Drua. And I'm getting a little bit closer to actually having set up all the screen layouts that we've been talking about as well with stats and the try scorers. The box kick clearance here from Lomani. Up to halfway, taken well by Harkin. Manages to dodge one of Drua. Look to counter-ruck, but Roigard goes straight through a gap. Dummies. He's got support inside, and the Hurricanes are going to open the scoring here. They've opened the scoring inside the first minute. Cam Roigard with the breakaway. Catching them napping around the ruck. And that is a blistering start for the home side. What an incredible start. I thought Cam Roigard was in. I thought we had one on the multi. Nice and early once again, but no. He did the team thing. He drew in the fullback and puts his teammate away. Carriffy. Duplessis Carriffy. With the opening try. What a start for the Hurricanes. Ahoy, Matty. Matty Colkin over there on TikTok. Harry Godfrey. Godfrey's Carpets with the conversion attempt. Misses out to the right. Hang on, was it a carpet place? Godfrey's? Got to look that up now. Cam Roigard, though, sells the dummy and gets through some lazy defense around the ruck. A fantastic start. Oh, vacuum cleaners, was it? Oh, well, vacuum cleaners clean carpets. So I was close. I was in the ballpark. No points for being close, though, unless it's AFL. Hurricanes claim the restart, leading 5 points to 0 early. We can call him the Hoover. Harry Godfrey will become Hoover Godfrey. I like it. Through the hands now, the Hurricanes have got a two-man overlap. Umunga Jensen dummies and runs back in field to where all the traffic is. They march back up towards the halfway line here. The Hurricanes. Box kick clearance. Holds up in the breeze there, and it stays on their own side of halfway, but they come up with the ball. Hugo Plummer. We've got a vacuum cleaner company. We've got plumbers, and they've got space out to the right again here, the Hurricanes. Stepping back in field. Still inside their own half. In midfield, holding the ball with ease at the moment. And there he is, Hoover Godfrey, draws the penalty advantage. And Roigard gets sacked and loses a few meters. Will come back for the penalty very, very shortly, I should imagine. But the Hurricanes, yes, that's very loose out the back. And the referee says that's enough. Back for the penalty we come. Lockie Mack, ahoy mate. Yes, we covered the Reds game. It was an interesting one. The Reds off to a flying start, and then Moana Pacifica come back at them, and the Reds ultimately get the job done in the end. Hey, hey, 2-2-2. Ahoy there. Hurricanes are the winners. Well, we had tipped the Hurricanes, and we were expecting the Hurricanes to win. I said by 20. Could be by more. By the end, Devery throws to the back. The Hurricanes on the attack again. Roigard holds the pass up. Hoover Godfrey throws it out to Sullivan, who spills it backwards. And a very loose pass. They're all the way back inside their own half now, the Hurricanes, after all that. They had the dropsies in the back line. Roigard says, let's go straight back down with a box kick. Holds up in the breeze again. And the Fijian Drua have their first touch of the ball. Finally, 4.5 minutes in, and they finally get their hands on it. And the clearing kick. Inside the 22, it's been lost. It's been dropped at the back there by Callum Harkin. He's not happy with the call, but that's, I'm sorry to say, Callum, that's clearly gone forward. Lockie Mack asks if we're watching the NRL trials today. No, I think we'll do the triple header of Super Rugby. Lockie Mack, to be honest, the trial games are just that. They're trial games. I covered the first couple, and then I realised and remembered how boring trial games can be. So I think we'll stick with the triple header of Super Rugby. And the first scrum of the game will pack down. You would be expecting, oh, who's leaving the field? Who's leaving the field? No, don't be someone from my multi. Because once again, that's obviously all I care about. Oh, I'm such a terrible person. Like, the poor guy could be hurt quite badly, but all I care about is my multi. As the Drua win the scrum, trying to put a little grubber kick through in behind the line. They've still got it in possession. Kana Kovita in front of the post. Plays it back. A huge cutout pass to the wing, but the Hurricanes are wise to that. And the defense slides across. Murray inside the 22. Lamani feeds it back. Armstrong, Ravula through the hands, and they've got an overlap here. The Drua, and they're going to score in the corner. Ratuva. An incredible little set-piece play there. Drew in the Hurricanes' defense. And they ran out of numbers. Junior Ratuva scores in the corner. What a hit back for the Drua. Well, we talked about it in the pregame. They hung with the Brumbies, and they have a history of hanging with the Hurricanes as well. Apart from the very first game that they played, where the Hurricanes blew them away, the Fijian Drua do have a little history here of just making a nuisance of themselves against the Hurricanes. And you have to question what the Hurricanes' defense was doing there exactly. Junior Ratuva, he had acres of space. And the sideline conversion attempt pushes it past the near upright. So both kickers have missed their first attempts. And it's 5-all. As territory starts to even up. Oh, the coach's box are happy. They're excited about that. Matty Colkin says the Reds game got 13,785 crowd yesterday. That's actually really good. Well, Maine, ahoy, mate. As the Drua charge down from the restart. Will it sit up? No, it doesn't sit up for Hugo Plummer. Oh, and nearly got a try from the kickoff there, the Hurricanes. As the Drua looked to clear, Hugo Plummer came racing through. I've never known a plumber to be that fast. And a defensive line-out throw incoming now for the Drua, 5 out from their own line. But yes, 13,785, that is a good turnout. See, that would have looked fantastic. I don't know what the capacity is at Ballymore, but if they had the game at Ballymore, it would have been a packed house. Actually, Ballymore probably doesn't even hold 13,000. Let's have a look. It's a defensive scrum, actually, here for the Drua. And they win the scrum penalty, collapsing the Hurricanes. Called to be guilty there of bringing the scrum down. Let's have a look. Ballymore capacity. 6,000. Okay, yeah. Well, they would have sold out Ballymore twice over. In that case, it probably made sense to have it at Suncorp Stadium. But maybe what they should do at these games is just close off sections. Make it look a little bit better on TV. The touch finder up towards the 40-meter line. And the Hurricanes get in and spoil the Drua line out. And this is a free kick. They go quickly. Roygaard wants to move it along at a fast pace. And they've still got it there. Through the hands. Couldn't get the ball wide. They did have an overlap, but going straight up the middle instead is Sullivan. Inside the 22, the Hurricanes march. Keeping it through the phases. And numbers out to the left, but they can't get it there. The Drua defense manages to just cave in and keep the Hurricanes in midfield. A dummy from Muffiello. Oh, Muffy Leo. Sorry. There he is again. And the tap on creates a little bit of space for Naholo in front of the post here on the 22. They come down the near side for Devery. Plants it back. 8 phases, but the Drua defense is holding firm at the moment. Roygaard from scrum half pops it up for Naholo. Beats one. And he is causing some damage. The Drua have hands on this ball, and it will be a penalty for the turnover. Holding on there a little too long. And gotta say, amazing defense again from the Drua. They earned that penalty. Solid defensive work. 10 minutes gone. 5-all. An impressive performance so far and a good touch finder here. Inside Hurricanes territory they go. Togiatama with the line-out throw. And they have the ball on halfway. The Drua in midfield. What's the go for tonight, Matty? Well, we're going to do the triple header of Super Rugby because I think that they will be 3 pretty exciting games. Penalty advantage for the Drua. The chip in over the top. Needs the bounce. Gets it. Where's the support runners? Oh, there was nobody with him. And we'll come back for the penalty. They're looking good here, the Drua. 12 minutes into this game, and apart from the shaky start, you've got to say that they look up for this game. Can they go the full 80 minutes? They're going to have a shot at posts here from out in front. 40 metres out. Finally, a sensible call. Take the 3. Then I will go and have a power nap and get ready for the Six Nations rugby. Which kicks off about 1 a.m. my time. Armstrong Ravula has got the distance. Has he got the accuracy? Yes, he does. And the Fijian Drua lead 8 points to 5. It would have been so easy for them to just capitulate after that opening try inside the first minute. But they've done extremely well here, the Fijian Drua. Not only did they wrestle a little bit of momentum back in this game, but they've gone ahead and taken the lead. Hurricanes with the restart. Taken by Ratuva. Big hit. Told to use it. Lamani out to Kakiri. And a penalty now for the Drua. Hands in the ruck. And the Hurricanes discipline, letting them down here. And the Fijian Drua, they can clear again and get inside the Hurricanes territory. I will most certainly keep up with the cricket scores. Matty Colkin. I certainly will. They throw it to the front of the line out to the Drua. Release it immediately. Lomani into midfield. Armstrong Ravula pops it up for Tabiavo. And a penalty now for the Hurricanes. They got in over the top of this one. And it's a successful turnover on this occasion. Duplessis Carriffy, the try scorer. And now winning penalties as well. Doing what a number 7 needs to do, of course. Some solid defense. Oh, the Aussies haven't named their side yet. They're probably still figuring out who's going to get the nod. Loose line-out throw goes over the top. And it's not straight. Free kick to the Fijian Drua. Poor execution at line-out time there from Devery and the Hurricanes. The Mad J-Mo, ahoy. England. I reckon England are going to win, I've got to be honest. I'm tipping England to win tonight. Through the hands, and that is a very loose pass that beats everybody into touch. Tabuavo misses out everybody. And the Hurricanes, what a let-off, and they'll get the line-out throw 10 metres into Drua territory. Speaking of territory, very much evened out now. You can see that every section of the field has seen a little bit of action now. Wow, he's on debut. Inia Tabuavo. Heel fries, ahoy mate. The scrum sets. It's a solid one for the Hurricanes. They break away down the blind side, and bumping off one is Yossi. Roigard onto Shields. Back inside it goes for Duplessis Karifi. Roigard now to Hoover. Hoover Godfrey. Godfrey again. The cutout pass for Naholo. Naholo, one-on-one. Gets the arms free. Floats the pass back inside. Umunga Jensen keeps it alive still. Ripley Hopia. Back in field. The Drua over the top of this one, but penalty advantage now for the Canes. And they've got numbers to burn on the right. Umunga Jensen to Kerefi. Fleck pass out the back. And space for Finian Ganofo. 10 metres out from the line. Roigard goes from scrum half. Pops the pass back inside. And a try for Braden Eosi. Another assist for Cam Roigard. Son of a bitch, I need him to score a try. Doing it through the forwards at the moment. Well, maybe he's next. 7, the first try scorer, Karifi in 7. Now Eosi in 8. Number 9, Cam Roigard. Maybe he's due next. It's all good. I think that there's going to be plenty of tries scored in this game, so plenty of time. Yeah, Heel Fries will be doing all the games. Well, when I say all the games, I mean, from Vegas, I think we're going to skip the... In all honesty, I think we're going to skip the women's test. It's a really shoddy schedule. The Vegas games. It's more like a wrestling match card than it is a day of NRL games, right? Because you've got Super League to start. I'll be doing the Super League game. And then you've got the Warriors versus the Raiders, right? So you've got a big opener, and then you've got a decent NRL game. And then you've got the snoozer. They've got the women's test before the Sharks and the Panthers to headline. It's like a wrestling card. Roigard with the box kick clearance. So I think because I'll be up bright and early covering the Super League, I'll probably pop off and have a snooze during the women's match, and we'll come back for the Sharks versus the Panthers. Ruslan Lee, ahoy mate. Fiji back in possession. 12 points to 8. They've kept themselves in this game nicely after a very shaky start. And they've knocked it on here. Well, penalty advantage it is. Stolen by the Hurricanes and now cleared by Hoover Godfrey. In behind the line. Well taken by the Drua inside their own 22. But a lot of work to do here. Running it back outside the 22, puts the kick straight down the middle of the field. The Hurricanes let it bounce, and now Naholo knocks it on. Well, Kenny Naholo's made a complete meal out of that. I don't know if there was miscommunication or what, but Callum Harkin and Kinianaholo, between the two of them, have managed to let the ball bounce. And then it's been knocked on. And the Fijian Drua, they just continue to pester the Hurricanes here, staying in the contest. Round 2. Yeah, round, I don't know. I've lost count of rounds. The scrum sets. Big shove from the Hurricanes, but the Drua managed to get the ball out into midfield. Tabuavo plants it back. And it's loose. Lamani just throws it back. The no-look pass. And they've lost a lot of yardage here. The Drua pushed all the way back to halfway. Almost intercepted. But that frees up a little bit of space. And down the sideline, the Hurricanes managed to slide across and clean up. Harkin's got the ball. And the Hurricanes are back in possession. Barry Kane. Ahoy, mate. Watching this on Stan Sport. Told to use it, Roygard. With the box kick. Up to halfway. And under it. Droa Sessi takes it well and goes to ground. And the Drua back in possession on the halfway line. Cut out pass. And the big number 6 out there. Nasi Lasila. But still just milling around the halfway line here. The Drua. As the Hurricanes defense holds firm. Naholo is infield a little bit. Can't get the ball out wide. Umunga Jensen goes in to try and turn over, but the Drua still have it. 23 minutes gone, 12 points to 8. They'll be quite pleased with this, the Drua. Oh, huge defense by Sullivan, rocking them backwards, and now the Hurricanes drive in over the top and steal the ball. Play on, though, and the Drua with the counter drive, win it back, and some open space for Junior Ratuva. Fends off one, goes to ground 10 metres out. Well, it was a mess, but whatever gets the job done. Penalty advantage now for the Drua. 5 metres out. Lamani fires the pass across, and they've got space out on the right. Stepping back in field. Murray is held up just short of the line. A new penalty. 5 metres out on this near touch line. Jeez, put it into the corner. Put it into the corner and go again. Or take the one back closer to the posts. That might be what they're asking here. Lamani's going up and saying, can we have that penalty? And the answer from the referee is no, mate. Advantage was played. Advantage was played, so the penalty stands right here. It was a fair question, though, because if it was the penalty closer to the posts, they may very well have considered taking the shot. But I think from here, the smart call to put it into touch and go again. Huge line-out throw, this one. They go to the back, uncontested. Flicks it around the back of the line-out. And they're just a metre short now. The Drua pick and go. Half a metre out. Looking to reclaim the lead. Lomani fires it across in front of the post. And they try to burrow their way under. A new penalty advantage. And they've got numbers out to the left. But dummying and going through on his own is Armstrong Ravula, the number 10. As the Hurricanes, they had to try and slide to number up in defence. And Armstrong Ravula says, I'll just have a dummy here and go on my own. They've hit back again. The Fijian Drua you just can't keep them out of the game at the moment. Some might say that they're actually dominating large facets of the game anyway. And I've got to say, they deserve this lead. Very much deserve this lead. Oh, he's got it just. He did his best to miss the conversion. Armstrong Ravula from his own try, but it goes over and the Fijian Drua in the lead. Been a fantastic effort. Back underway. Oh, and taken out in the air. That's a penalty. This could be a yellow card. Oh, he's just told him to go back. Karifi mistimed. And another penalty inside their own territory. The Drua leading 15 points to 12. And it's yes, it had to be a yellow card. I was surprised that it didn't happen straight away. Karifi, 10 in the bin. I am stunned that didn't happen straight away. Have a seat on the naughty chair, pal. He just mistimed his run there. 15-12. And again, with the breeze, of course, with the breeze here in the first half. The touch finder takes the Drua back inside Hurricanes territory. Oh, Matty Colkin, thank you very much for the heart me over there on TikTok. Cheers, mate. And a big charge up the middle of the field. The Drua, Lamani fires it out to the left. Armstrong, Ratuva. And the ball is kept alive. They're in space again here, the Drua. Inside the 22, one to beat. But it's Godfrey's Hoovers that brings him down inside the 22. And a turnover now. A penalty. Diving straight over the top of the ruck was Murray. Sealing off illegally. And a let-off for the Hurricanes. All the momentum at the moment, though, with the Drua. And they are motoring along here. They do, of course, have the breeze in the first half. How much is that breeze worth? Well, it's hard to know. It's certainly worth a little something at the moment for the Drua. Performing very well. Heel fries, I did the Sharks versus Warriors game, and I was reminded very quickly of how boring preseason trial games are. So I decided, since Super Rugby had started, that I would do Super Rugby instead. So I tried, but yeah, oh God, it was boring. Nobody really tries. All the stars are rested. Yeah, it was very hard to get excited about it. But once the NRL season proper starts, West of Water Sports will be back into NRL action. Don't you worry. Pick and go here for the Drua. Once again on the attack inside Hurricanes half. And the Hurricanes are man down for another 7.5 minutes. In over the top of this, the Hurricanes looking to win the turnover, but still there for the Drua. Big defense around the ruck from the Canes, keeping them 40 meters out, but numbers now to the right. Naholo's a long way in field again, and the space to burn. Numbers to burn. They're going to score again here, the Drua, surely. Oh, the pass over the top to nobody. They have bombed a certain try here, the Drua. They had 3-on-1. 3-on-1 overlap. Naholo was caught in no man's land. And here they are, 1, 2, 3. And well defended. But poor option taking there for the Drua. Well, at least they can laugh about it in the coach's box. I don't know if I'd be laughing. They have dead set butchered one there, the Drua. And will that come back to bite them? 10 minutes to go until the halftime break. And that is a massive, massive let-off for the Hurricanes. Imagine 22 points to 12 going into the break. Big scrum this one, though, for the Canes. It collapses. Penalty to the Hurricanes. Well, it's a lottery sometimes at scrum time. And a relieving scrum penalty here. 5 meters out from their own line. What a let-off. Not a lot of distance kicking into that breeze. It'll be a line out 22 meters out. So a lot of the second half is going to rely on Hoover Godfrey. Is he going to be able to kick into the corners and keep the Drua pinned down the way that they sort of have to the Hurricanes here? But they haven't really done it through kicking, the Fijian Drua. As this goes over the top to nobody and the Drua come away with it. Togiatama, 10 meters out just to the right of the post. And a big charge from Murray. He's half a meter short. Lamani goes quick. They've got numbers to the left. Armstrong Ratuva floats the pass out onto the chest of Rakuro. And Rakuro scores in the corner. They get their try in the end. A failed line-out for the Hurricanes. And boy, they're under the pump here, the Canes. The Drua lead, 20 points to 12, the kick to come. Boy, this has been an impressive performance, playing with the breeze in the first half. But you wouldn't say that they've really utilised the breeze, apart from those touch finders from penalties. They've been doing it with running. Oh, has he got it down? Hang on. He might not have got this ball down. Wait a minute. We're going to have a look. CK Facts. Ahoy there, mate. Thank you very much for the roses. And go Fijian Drua. This is going to be no try. It looks like he's got an arm in touch before he grounds it. Well, you could say, if he's put a hand in touch here before putting the ball down, you could argue that they've butchered another one here, the Drua. It's close. Matty Colkin, thank you for the heart me, mate. Well, he's got a leg in touch as well, potentially. The on-field decision is try. It needs to be conclusive to be overturned. And I would say that angle there is pretty conclusive. Oh, they've butchered another one here, the Drua. D-Funk says the Drua are still struggling with impulsive decisions at critical times. And that's the very thing that the top level requires. But they have definitely made huge improvements. But I hope they get better in the next season or two. This one's going to get overturned, I think. It's harsh, but we've got to say that they've butchered a second try here. It's not harsh to say that they butchered that first one. They definitely butchered that first one. This one's a little more harsh. I think they threw the ball out wide a little too early. They had about 5-on-1. They went the early ball all the way out to the wing. They could have put it through the hands another couple of times and just drawn in that last Hurricanes defender. But that's the decision-making we're talking about, isn't it, Defunk? The decision-making at critical times. They'll learn with experience the right thing to do there. They come back for the penalty anyway, the Drua. The attack is still on. The score resets to 15 points to 12. But it might go back up to 20 in a minute anyway. In a second. As they're back on the attack. Back to 15 it goes. For now. They pick and drive close to the line. Lamani dummies and beats them all. Lamani dummies around the ruck and scores. Well, there we go. They're back to 20. And I'll tell you what, this try is in a much better position for the conversion anyway. And the Hurricanes are about to be another man down here. There is a minute and a half left in the sin bin for Duplessis Karifi. And now they're about to lose another man to the bin. Will Tucker. Will Tucker came on for Caleb Delaney in the 26th minute. And he's now got 10 in the bin. The Hurricanes are down to 13 for the next minute and a half. Well, this is incredible. The Fijian Drua. There is a long, long way to go in this one, but are they on the verge of an almighty upset? 4.5 minutes to go till the break. The Hurricanes have got 2 in the sin bin. And the conversion is right down the middle. The Drua lead 22 points to 12. Can you believe it? Well, have the Drua just been severely, what's the word? Underestimated, I suppose, by the bookies. By myself. Look at my same game multi. I loaded it up on Hurricanes. And the Drua have said, such insolence, sir. And they lead 22-12. 4 minutes to go until half-time. And the Hurricanes, 2 men in the bin. Lamani with the box kick clearance. Taken by Harkin at the back. Swivels away from one. Pops the pass back into Kenny Naholo, who wrestles his way up over halfway. It's still there for the Canes. Just inside Drua territory. Plummer plants it back, and now Hoover Godfrey kicks low, flat, dribbling along the turf and into touch, 22 meters out. The Joker, ahoy mate. Doing very well, thank you, Joker. How are you? As the Drua throw to the middle, uncontested, inside their own 22. And the Hurricanes still 2 in the bin. And Armstrong Ravula clears up over halfway. It's a monstrous kick with that breeze. Remember, they've got that breeze behind them in the first half. Harkin runs it back, kicks over the top, looking for the bounce. It sits up now for Junior Ratuva. And the Drua back in possession. Big defense in midfield. But it's still there for the Drua. Lomani. Armstrong Ratuva just feeds it across the line. In over the top of this ball, but the Drua get back and defend. Lomani releases it quickly again, just slowing the play down. Where are we going to go? Let's get it out of here. He decides to kick it upfield. Taken on the full by Harkin at the back. Running it back now for the Canes to midfield. And he's isolated here over the halfway line. Wrestled away by Kitty Nahalo. This aggression from the Fijian Drua here, counter-rucking, and a penalty. Sailing off at the breakdown, and a penalty here to the Drua on halfway. Discipline, letting the Canes down once more as Duplessis Karifi ready to come back onto the field. Hands in the ruck, officially what the penalty is for. What a turn-up. This has been 22-12. 3.5 minutes to go till the break. And Duplessis Karifi comes back on. The Hurricanes are back to 14. But they will still have a man in the bin for another 7 or 8 minutes. The Drua throw to the middle of the line out. It's not straight. And a free kick for the Hurricanes. That's a let-off. Here's Karifi back on the field, fresh after his little spell in the naughty chair. Sometimes, here's a question. Do you think sometimes 10 in the bin, oh, they've spilt it in midfield, the Hurricanes. Poor ball handling, and it'll be a scrum down for Fiji. And the Hurricanes game has completely fallen apart here. Sullivan just took his eyes off it. Poor discipline, poor execution. This has just been poor all around from the Hurricanes. But I do wonder sometimes if Josephat says, let that go Fijian. I think he means Fijian Drua. It is important to note the Drua are running with a very strong breeze behind their backs in the first half. But as I've said a couple of times, they haven't really utilized that. They're still running the ball from inside their own territory. Big shunt here from the Hurricanes, and it forces a messy scrum. Roigard comes away with it, and the Hurricanes get the turnover. It's obviously been of great assistance and benefit kicking for touch off penalties. And here, the box kick from Roigard pulls up in the breeze. But Shields wins it back for the Hurricanes. Karifi drives it forward another 5. So it'll be interesting to see as Godfrey goes straight through. Godfrey with one to beat. Puts the foot down. And Godfrey is brought down half a metre out. Oh, the Hoover plants it back now for Finian Ganofo. And right before half-time, the Hurricanes have hit back with a crucial try. And it was all from Hoover Godfrey making the break on halfway. He nearly did it all himself, catching some lazy defenders. Lamani overcommitted. And that is great vision from Godfrey. And planting the ball back for Finian Ganofo. Unbelievable. All these tries that have been scored in the first half and not a single tick off my multi. Unbelievable. It's going to be one of those days where everybody scores except for the guys that I've picked. (22-17) with the kick to come from right in front. Still 30 seconds to go till the break, and that was a critical try. Because we'll see in the second half, the Hurricanes with the breeze, they will presumably just kick to the corners and look to pin the Drua back down in their own territory. I feel like it could be a long second half for the Fijian Drua. But in order for that to happen, obviously the Hurricanes have to execute, and execute is something they have not done all that often here in the first half so far. Siren sounds for half-time. We'll get one more play. And Fiji just send it into the 22. And Sullivan says, we're happy with a 3-point margin here at the break. 22-19 it is at halftime. And a great performance so far from the Fijian Drua. Sorry, Josifata, am I saying that right? Josifata? I hope I'm saying your name correctly. I can't show anything. I used to do replays. I thought nobody who does this shows replays immediately after the event. I'll show replays. I thought I was really smart and inventive by doing that. And no, not allowed to do that. Boy, I got pulled down for copyright so fast. And I thought I raised the argument that it's just a replay. I was commentating on and dissecting, reacting to a replay. I wasn't showing the actual live footage. You can't show anything while the game is still going. I can put highlights up immediately following full time and react to them. But if I do anything while the game's on, copyright strike. Matty Colkin says St. George 18-0 over the Bunnies in the Charity Shield. The New South Wales Cup Charity Shield, or actually, let's have a look at the squads. Have they thrown out decent squads? Have a look. Trying to have a look. Oh, the Dragons have? Okay. And hence why they're winning 18-0. Teamless, that's what I want. Oh, yeah, the Bunnies have thrown out. The Bunnies have thrown out close to their starting squad. In fairness. I mean, Jai Gray will likely be Latrell Mitchell's first substitute. He'll get first go at it. Munro, Tass, Whiten. Okay, Fletcher Myers probably won't be there. Jaden Sullivan and Lewis Dodd in the halves. Lewis Dodd will be the starting half. Kepi, Mamazoulis, Moali and Kulamatangi, and Tallis Duncan, they'll probably all be starters. Yeah, so they've thrown a... I can see, though, that it's a fairly full-strength Dragons versus not quite a sprinkle of full-strength Bunnies. Yes, going through those team sheets, one would expect the Dragons to win quite comfortably. Anyways, halftime here, 22 points to 19. We've got a game on our hands. The Hurricanes, though, will have that monstrous breeze in the second half. And I can imagine that Hoover Godfrey will be kicking to the corners, turning the Fijian Drua around and keeping them pinned down their own half, waiting for mistakes or penalties and playing the territorial game here, only trailing by 3 points. So Ollie is the best. Ahoy, mate. Let's have a quick break. Quick ad break. And we'll be back for all the second half action right after this. Game on. Hurricanes versus the Drua. It's going to be one of those games, though, isn't it, where I've got four potential try scorers, and everybody's going to score a try except for those four, I bet. Cam Roigard has set up too. If only I got bonus bet money back for try assists because he's got 2 try assists. It's going to, hey, his 2 try assists, it's going to be great for my Super Rugby fantasy team. Let's actually check in on my Super Rugby fantasy team. Because Kenny Naholo as well, I made him my captain. I probably should have made Roygaard the captain. Yeah, look at that, 53 points to Naholo's 24, and that's Naholo with the double. I certainly should have had Roygaard as my captain. Carriffy on 33. Round 2. I've only got 201 points so far in round 2. That's not going to be good enough. That is last in the Waste of Water Sports League. All right, we need a strong second half. DJ Shack, ahoy, mates. How are the Fijian Drua in the lead? Well, the Hurricanes have lacked in execution and especially discipline. There's been a lot of penalties in that first half inside the Drua 22, which has allowed them to clear out of territory and put the Hurricanes under pressure. They're playing with a very strong breeze in the first half, the Drua. So they've been getting penalties and they've been kicking. Just for comparison, okay, this is the strength of the breeze at the moment. The Drua will get a penalty on their 22 in midfield, and the kick to touch from the penalty gets them 30 meters out from the Hurricanes line. The Hurricanes get a penalty 22 out from their own line in midfield. The kick goes out to their own 30-meter line because it just gets pushed back with the wind. So the breeze is definitely playing a factor. I'm not stating that that's the only factor. The Drua have played extremely well. As a matter of fact, they've bombed 2 dead-set certain tries. They could have been ahead by more. They butchered 2 completely dead-set certain tries down the wings. And also the Hurricanes at one point were down to 13. As I said, discipline and execution's been letting them down. Discipline, the big one. The referee had enough on multiple occasions. Carriffy and Will Tucker both spending 10 minutes in the bin, and the Hurricanes will be starting the second half with Tucker still in the sin bin. Why is the Drua at $3.50 odds right now? Well, I would still have the Hurricanes as the favorites here. I mean, take nothing away from the Fijian Drua, but a 3-point lead at halftime with the Hurricanes about to come out in the second half with a monster breeze at their back. If I were a bookmaker, I would have the Hurricanes as favorites. That try right on halftime was critical. If the Hurricanes don't get that try right on the halftime break, that $3.50 is probably more like $2.20 or something. Maybe not quite that much of a big gap, but like 3 points is nothing with that big breeze in the second half. I think it's fair odds. DJ Shack says it's a 3-point lead. The Drua are notoriously bad away from Fiji, and now they have to work into the wind. Oh, it's all been too much for that young fan. That's crazy odds, though, for a team in the lead. No, not for a team with a 3-point lead. As I said, I think if they didn't leak that try right on halftime and it was 22-12, the odds would understandably look a little bit better. But I can completely understand why the bookies would still have the Hurricanes as the favourites here. DJ Shack says, in fact, I don't think the Drua have won an away game since round 1 of 2023 against Moana Pacifica. Jeez, there you go. All right, so I think I've found another screen. I think I've found another one, Defunk. It's obviously going to be, again, it's a work in progress. But let's see. I'll see if I can get it set up in the time that we've got available. I'll change the screen back over to this one. Wow, DJ Shack sharing the Fijian Drua. They were 6-8 last year, 6-1 at home, 0-7 away. Hi there, mate, says, why hate on Drua? I don't think anybody's hating on them. I'm simply stating I completely understand why the Hurricanes would still be favourites to win this game. The Drua have done extremely well here. They should be further ahead. But yeah, nobody's hating on them. So I'll try and get this screen set up. By request. DJ Shack says if they fix their discipline, the Hurricanes probably win. It is still half-time, yes, Tank. Rock my balls, ahoy, mate. Canes are pathetic or overconfident, ahoy. Ill-disciplined and lacking execution in the first half. Oh, $40 on the Drua. Let's see what happens. I'm still having a laugh at my same game multi. There's been so many tries scored. What have we got? 3, 5. Is it 5 tries in that first half? 5 tries. I've picked 4 players in a same game multi and not a single try scorer. Going to be one of those nights. They'll probably end up being like 12 tries in the entire match and not a single hit on my same game multi. Guaranteed. I hate it when nights like that happen. But yes, we'll see what happens. $40 on the Drua. Straight? $40 straight, or did you get a margin with that one? Dave says, nah, Drua got it all the way. We'll see. Second half coming up real soon. The Hurricanes start the second half with a man in the bin still. Now, what am I doing here? We want to try this screen out. Go the Canes! Beautiful day here in the Bay. First time chat over there on Twitch from WZRD2K. I feel like calling you Wizard 2K. Wizard 2K. It'd certainly be a lot easier than me saying WZRD every time. 32-0. The Dragons versus the Rabbitohs in the NRL trials. Well, that's a bit of a spanking. It is, of course, a full strength Dragons team versus a half-strength Bunnies team. Teams are back out for the second half. Okay, I did not get a chance to set this up. let me at least go one step closer and see what this looks like as the second half is underway. No, it's not. They haven't kicked off yet. The referee's blown his whistle. Fiji Islander as the kickoff doesn't make 10 meters, and the Fijian Drua give away possession on halfway right from the kickoff. Fiji Islander says, Bulla bro, I'm waiting for the Canes to do what the Chiefs done to the Satyrs. Hart says Drua will win. Well, absolutely. Hopefully they can keep it up. Scrum down on halfway. The kickoff not finding 10 meters. And the Hurricanes have it. Here's Umaga Jensen onto Sullivan, who dummies and goes straight through. Taken down in cover defense by Lamani. But they're 30 meters out here, the Hurricanes. Roygard has it at the back. To Plummer. Rumbles it up. Xavier Napier. 30 meters out. Just to the right of the post. Roygard flights it across into midfield. Iosi, one of the try scorers. 3.5 minutes in the bin for Will Tucker for the Canes as they bring it back in towards midfield. Shields, dummies, goes on his own. Drua in over the top of it, but the Hurricanes retain possession. Sending it out into midfield. There is Iosi, plants it back. Staying left. Godfrey takes on the line. He's brought down. Big defense from Fiji, racing up out of the line. The Drua. Roygard spots a little bit of space around the ruck. Links up with Naholo, who's got Umaga Jensen, who steps back in field. Inside the 22. 10 phases here for the Canes. Devery rumbles it up. Plummer to Shields. Shields loses it. And the Fijian Drua hold on. Big defense in midfield. There we go. They've repelled attacking raid number 1 for the second half. And now they put it through the hands and counter-attack. A nice flick pass from Ratuva on the outside. And they're playing some 7-style footy here. And they're away in the corner for sure. The number 5, Isoa Nasilasila. They've gone the length of the field, the Fijian Drua, and they strike first in the second half. Length of the field, 7 style. What a try. Keeping the ball alive. Flick passes, going straight to hand, and the Hurricanes ran out of numbers in defense. What a recovery that was. From the sideline, Armstrong Ravula hooks it off to the left. And it stays 27 points to 19. Oops. Okay. Hurricanes, get us back underway. Told to release it, told to use it. The kick is charged down by Roygard. Pressure on the Drua inside their own 22. They've done well to scramble back and maintain possession. Lamani fires it out to the try scorer, Nasila Silla. Geordie Aussie, ahoy there, mate. Armstrong Ravola clears, kicking into that breeze. Not a lot of distance made because of it. Hurricanes line out, 30 out from the Drua line. Hurricanes throw to the middle of the line out. Carriffy takes the hit up. Sullivan up the middle. Forward pass and knocked on by Kini Naholo. And the second half execution continues to let them down. So there we go. Defunk. This is the new little statistic screen that I'm working on. Obviously, it's going to be very difficult for this to work if lots and lots of tries get scored. So we'll start to cycle between all these different screens. Scrum down here for the Drua, execution for the Hurricanes, letting them down again. They are back to 15 men, though. Drua win the scrum. And they've got space out to the left, but one-on-one tackle is made by Sullivan. Big defense, and now the Hurricanes get in and counter ruck, but the Drua do just enough to retain. Hurricanes all offside there in midfield. Lamani with the box kick. And he's done well there, kicking into the breeze. It sits up for Hoover Godfrey at the back. Tries to get a banana kick on that. Well, I'm thinking I can actually remove the logos entirely. Defunk, and I can remove the score and the timer because that's down the bottom anyway. And we don't need the recent match history. And that'll create a nice lot of space. But as I said, it's a work in progress, and a work in progress, I think, is better than what we have been doing, which has just been talking about it and not actually doing it. So we're getting there. Down the left-hand edge now, the Drua get a one-on-one opportunity. But well defended here from the Hurricanes. Still on halfway, a big run, beating some defenders. Naholo's up, looking for the intercept. Wrestles the ball away and knocks it on. Knock-on advantage here for the Drua. And back for the knock-on. A scrum down for Fiji. Dylan asks what I think about the Brumbies and Force tonight. I've got to say, I think the Brumbies are probably going to be the pick of the Aussie teams in this battle. Anyway, this battle at least. I think the Brumbies will win quite comfortably. Oh, we've got a blood bin for one of the Canes. Scrum down 40 metres out in front of the posts. The Drua on the attack. The scrum sets. It's a big shunt here from the Fijian Drua. Controlling the ball at the back, and it resets. Oh, could easily have been a penalty. Could very easily have been a penalty. But the referee says we will have the scrum reset. Pack it down again, boys. They set again. Another solid foundation here. I've been very impressed with the Fijian Drua at scrum time. Lamani breaks away, and it's well read. The defence reads it well and puts pressure on the Drua, who hold on to the possession. Still there for Lomani. Sends it out into midfield. Now they continue to attack the right-hand edge. 10 minutes have raced by in this second half. Short pass from Armstrong Ratuva. And they're inside the 30 now. And spill the ball. The crash ball. And it's gone straight in. It's straight out. And the Hurricanes will have the scrum down. But the Fijian Drua, they are putting the Hurricanes under immense pressure. Very, very close. The territorial battle. Geordie Aussie, I've got the Six Nations starting at 1 a.m. So I forgot about the Six Nations. I probably can't do the cricket tonight. I'm also, quite honestly, I'm still recovering from that bloody Pakistan-New Zealand game. I forgot how long 50 over footy was. 50 over cricket, sorry. As Cam Roigard from the back of the scrum puts this out on the full. And we come all the way back to the Hurricanes 40-metre line. For Fijian Drua ball. So there we go. Trying to use the breeze. Trying to kick with the breeze. And turn the Drua around. But he's just overcooked it. They go to the middle. Uncontested. Lamani sends it out into midfield. Here is Kanakavita. A dummy there from Frank Lamani. That was an interesting little play. He dummied releasing the ball, and it was a pick and go from one of the forwards. Armstrong Ratuva with a nice wraparound play. And Caleb Muntz changes the angle back in towards the post. Hurricanes defense back to 15 on 15, holding firm at the moment. A flat pass and lost forward by Armstrong Ravula, sorry. Junior Ratuva's the winger. Armstrong Ravula. He's frustrated with himself. It was possibly on again there for the Drua. And they've been certainly holding their own at scrum time as someone's down in back plate. The scrum sets Hurricanes. An overcooked kick last time from Roigard. Put them back in this position. Penalty advantage now as the scrum wheels. And off the back goes Peter Lakai. Up over halfway on a big charge. Roigard goes quickly. Double pump. Holds the pass up for Tucker. Goes to ground. We come back for the penalty. And now they can thump this ball into Fijian Drua territory. 27-19. 54 minutes gone. Unbelievably, not a single try scorer from my same game multi finding its way in there. The kick doesn't find touch now. Oh, the Hurricanes continue to shoot themselves in the foot. And the Fijian Drua clear from inside the 22. Won't find touch. And here's Hoover Godfrey. Keeping it alive to Karifi, who pops it up for Finian Ganofo. Drua in over the top of the ball. Win the penalty. Holding on. Outstanding defense. The Hurricanes' execution letting them down. 55 minutes gone. And the belief, if it hasn't been there, the belief will surely just continue to grow and grow and grow here for the Fijian Drua. And he hasn't found touch, and the Hurricanes are back in possession. Both teams now guilty of errors, and Hoover, Godfrey with a nice kick, using the breeze and angling it into touch inside the 22. And this will be Hurricanes throw into the line-out as well. It's a 50-22. Dylan Wright, yes, we cover all the NRL games. Once the actual proper season starts, we'll cover the NRL games. I had no interest in doing the pre-season friendlies. So, 27 points to 19, the Drua. 55 minutes, 43 gone. Devery throws into the line out. The rolling maul is set. 10 metres out from the line. They drive. It's well set here for the Canes. Marching it forward. The Fijian Drua called out of it. They're 2 metres out and it collapses. Penalty advantage. Roygaard's got it at the back. Needs to get it out of there. Can he clear it? Roygaard wrestling to get the ball away. Can't do it. Taps and goes quickly. Roygaard. No, he's not on the mark. 5 metres out. Penalty. What do they do here? They'll put this into the corner, I assume. And go again. That rolling maul was set up to perfection. Riley Hohepa with the touch finder. And they'll go again 5 metres out. Dylan Wright, I follow the Sharkies. Unfortunately. Onto the field now comes Kidione Salawa. Five-metre line-out throw. Jacob Devery goes to the middle. Hurricanes win it uncontested. Rolling maul is set once again. Penalty, though, to the Fijian Drua. Truck and trailer obstruction. What a huge let-off. What a massive let-off there for the Drua. "57 minutes gone. The execution again, letting the Hurricanes down. The kick into touch from the Drua. Again into that strong breeze. Not a lot of distance. There is about 20 minutes to go. Just over 20 minutes left in this one. 8 points the difference. The Drua go to the middle. Scrappy line-out ball, and they've lost it forward. Advantage Hurricanes. Roygaard fires it out into midfield. Umaga Jensen onto Sullivan. To Godfrey. Biniangofu. 10 metres out. God, I'll get his name right one of these days. Biniangofu. Held up 5 metres out here, the Hurricanes heading back towards the post. Roygaard with quick ball. They've got numbers out to the left. They can't get it out there, though. Now they go, but Fiji and Drua have numbered up. And Tosi tries to duck under a couple of tacklers. Noholo with the pop pass for Laikai. Roygaard out to Raketi Stones. They're half a metre out here, the Hurricanes. Roygaard. Short pass here for Duplessis Karifi. Roygaard dummies, dives over and scores. Cam Roygaard. And we finally get a tick off the multi. Cam Roygaard has scored. At last. 27-24, the kick to come. And finally, a tick off the multi. 27-24. Big kick this one. It's on target, the conversion. And Hoover Godfrey puts it over 27-26. The Hurricanes back in touching distance. Geordie Aussie asks if I'm doing every game of the four-header. Are you talking about Vegas, mate? The Vegas opener. We're not doing the women's game. I couldn't be bothered with that. But I'll be doing the other three. As Sullivan from the restart thumps it upfield, back towards halfway. 27-26, 20 minutes to go. Plenty of time for either side to still pile on more points. The Drua again, scrappy at line-out time. It's been knocked on by the Hurricanes, though. Maybe so, Geordie, but I couldn't care less. I'm not interested at all in the women's game. I don't care if that's sexist or not. Doesn't interest me. If anyone's upset by that, they can write letters to YouTube and have me shut down. Sean Hewitt, ahoy, mate. Scrum down here for the Drua. Just inside Hurricanes territory. Lamani breaks away from the back of the scrum. Forward pass back in field. And this will be a scrum down for the Hurricanes. And Lamani seems like he's copped a blow to the head here. He's up and about. Well, it's not Lamani, is it? It's the number 8, Anna Kavita. $18 minutes to play. 1 point the difference. Penalty to the Hurricanes. Very luckily, Cam Roygard was called to not be on the mark because he dropped the ball as soon as he tapped it. Penalty to the Canes at scrum time. $40 meters out from their own line. Let's see what kind of distance they can chew off here with the kick. Riley Hohepa will put it into touch. Not a lot of distance. Not utilizing that breeze. They're 40 meters out from the Drua line. Jacob Devery's off, so I've got no chance of my multi anyway, even in the back end of this game. Roygard runs across field, and it's been spilt. And it sets up for the Fijian Drua, but double knock on. And the Drua will get the feed. Raymond Tupu with the mistake. $16 minutes to go. 1 point the difference. The scrum for the Drua. Sets. Lamani fires it across into midfield. Armstrong Ravula just passing it along through the back line. Hurricanes look to get in and spoil. Still there, though, for the Drua. Armstrong Ravula again takes on the line down the short side. In over the top of it, the Hurricanes, and that's a penalty for holding on. This would be kickable with the breeze. It's a long way out, but this with the breeze would be kickable, but they're going to put it into the corner. 65 minutes gone. Not a lot of distance again on this kick, not using the breeze at all. They have not used this breeze at all, the Hurricanes, in the second half. I think they got a little bit gun-shy when they started overcooking a couple of kicks. To the front of the lineouts, it's spilled forward, and the Fijian Drua have knock-on advantage. Breaking away upfield, though. Advantage will be over as they go into Hurricanes half. Naholo in over the top of it again, told to back away now. Numbers to the left, but cutting back in field, the Drua look to get the arms free. Execution again, letting them down, the Hurricanes. Fijian Drua ball just inside Hurricanes territory. Lamani to the big unit in midfield. Penny Ravai. What a huge unit. 14 minutes to play. And there he is spilling the ball, the big man. Penny Ravai. CK Facts, what's my prediction? At the start of the game, I said Hurricanes by 20. I reckon the Hurricanes will be lucky if they squeak a win. Ollie is the best. Ahoy. Yes, we will be doing the Blues Highlanders coming up next. And then later tonight, Brumbies versus the Western Force. Possession 51% to the Drua. Territory 52% to the Hurricanes. A very even game. And it's even on the scoreboard. 1 point separates the two. Scrum down. Hurricanes ball just inside their own half. Roygard down the short side they go. Here's Naholo. 1-on-1. Straight over the top of one. Straight through another. Naholo inside the 22. That was a big charge. Just what they needed, the Hurricanes. Slow to get back in defense here. Some of the big Fijian Drua forwards. So numbers to burn for the Hurricanes. Roygard bumps away from a couple. Runs it back in field towards the post. The pick and go is the option here. Isolated, and the Drua over the top of it. Off their feet, though. Penalty advantage. And the crash ball for Plummer. Half a metre short. Roygard's got it at the back. Fires it out to Sullivan, who steps and dives over. And Sullivan scores the go-ahead try for the Hurricanes. Balin Sullivan gives the Canes the lead. 31 points to 27, the kick to come. Now this will be the big test for the Drua. Will the heads drop? They were just too slow to get back on defense there. After that break from Naholo, some very, very tired defenders making their way back into the defensive line. And a sigh of relief for the Hurricanes. Conversion hits the post and bounces away. Well, that will keep the belief there for the Fijian Drua. A try would put them back in the lead. "11 minutes to play. 4 points the difference. It's going down to the wire. Even though I'm not streaming the cricket, will I put a multi on it? Most likely. I normally have a little bit of a flutter. Regardless, I'll have to see. Fijian Drua get us back underway. Sullivan, the try scorer, takes it inside the 22. Links up with Raketi Stones. They set up outside their 22. Roygaard with the box kick. A lot of distance on this one. That is the difference between the first half and second half. Roygaard was not even getting 10 meters off those kicks, and now the Drua, the mistakes creeping in. Marcy spills it forward, and you've got to say that the substitutes have not been able to keep up the intensity that the starting 15 set. 10 minutes to play. The Hurricanes back in possession inside Drua half. Time off here. Another injury. One of the Drua down in back play. $11,381. The crowd in here today. Hurricanes versus Drua. That's a pretty decent turnout. The scrum sets. Hurricanes feet collapses on this near side. Penalty to the Drua. Penalty to the Fijian Drua. Front row collapsing. 9 minutes to play. Big line out throw this one. 40 metres out from the Canes line. They go to the middle. Hurricanes look to spoil, but it's there for the Drua. Into midfield. Armstrong Ravula, inside ball. And they're set up. 40 metres out. Big defence from the Canes, driving them backwards. But now some go forward. Still there for the Fijian Drua. Hurricanes caught on the wrong side of the ruck here. $40 metres out from the line. 4 points the difference. 8 minutes to go. Still anybody's game. Back inside their own half now, the Drua, as they send it through the back line. Well defended by the Hurricanes. Racing up and making their hits. Now it opens up a half a gap, but they can't get the ball free. Well tackled again, the Hurricanes. Drua getting in each other's way here. And Armstrong Ravula has to go to ground. Hurricanes go in and counter ruck. It's still there for the Drua. 8 phases. Getting themselves a little bit isolated. Penalty advantage. Penalty advantage now right out in front. 40 metres. They probably wouldn't be thinking 3 points now. They'd be thinking put it into the corner and go again. And tap on goes loose and over the sideline. So we come back for the penalty. 40 metres out in front of the posts. Into the breeze. It would not be a gift 3 points anyway. It'd be a difficult kick. So they'll put this into the corner, you would imagine. Exactly what they're doing. Someone's off for HIA. One of the big Fijian Drua forwards. 7 minutes to play. The kick to touch. It's a great touch finder. It's inside the 22. Brad Shields was called there, tackling off the ball. 7 meters out from the line, the Drua with the throw. A try would put them ahead by 1 point. This is such a huge throw. Napier goes to the back, and it's secure by the Drua. They release the ball from the back of the line out. The inside pass to Kanakavita, and he scores the try. Kanakavita scores beside the post. The Drua retake the lead, 32-31. A beautiful little set-piece play from line out. The decoy was the rolling maul, drew all the Hurricanes forwards in, thinking that they had to defend. But they send it out into midfield, and a ball back on the inside. Ilya Kanakavata scores beside the post, 32-31. And the simplest of conversions here. The simplest of conversions. Pops it over. And they lead by 3. The Fijian Drua lead by 3. 5.5 minutes remaining. 3 points the difference. Strap yourselves in. We've got a hell of a finish coming up. Can the Drua close it out? Hurricanes get us back underway. Lost backwards by the Drua. Now forwards. Hurricanes with the turnover ball. Goes straight on the attack. Roigard dancing around in midfield. Pops it back for Shields. Shields bumps off one. Mr. Ed's dead. Ahoy, mate. Down the left-hand side they go, and straight through a big hole with support on the outside from Hoover Godfrey, and the Hurricanes retake the lead immediately. Hoover Godfrey scores in the corner. The initial bust was made by Riley Hohepa. And Hoover Godfrey sucks the ball in and plants it down in the corner from that pop pass. See what I did there, D-Funk? The mistake from the kickoff. The Fijian Drua were just unable to close it out there. But there is still time. There will still be time left on the clock. (36-34). Conversion attempt from the sideline. He scored the try. Can he put 2 more points on the board? Godfrey, it's on target. It's hooking back. It's over. 38 points to 34. The Hurricanes retake that lead. Drua goes short with the restart, and they lose it forward. It sets up at the back for Hohepa to clear. Advantage over, as this is thumped all the way down to the Drua 22. Armstrong Ravula throws a loose pass back in field to Muntz. Oh, it's scrappy. The execution has failed them at the back end of the game here, the Drua. 3 minutes to play. They've got numbers to the left here. If they can send it out. Well defended by the Canes. It's still on, though, for the Drua. Kanakavata steps inside. Up to halfway they go. 2.5 minutes to play. Keeping the ball alive down the short side. Kanakavita again. 40 meters out. Goes on a good charge. 5 phases here for the Drua. Armstrong Ravula. They're up quickly on the big number 3. Back inside their own half. The Hurricanes defend well. Get out of the way there, Shields. 8 phases. for the Drua. 2 minutes to play. Big defense on halfway. Big hit there. Tupu. Losing ground. More big defense. Tosi this time. Driving them backwards. Armstrong, Ravula through the hands. Out to the right-hand edge they go. Marcy. Can't get the ball free. Thought he spotted a gap down the short side there. Matawalu. But comes back in field. The Hurricanes' defense impenetrable at the moment. Staying on this near side. Armstrong, Ravula to Muntz. Short ball creates half a gap. The pop pass back in field and now out to Kanakavita. 40 metres out from the Canes line again. They've got up here a couple of times but then lost ground. Can they keep marching forward this time? 14 phases. Armstrong, Ravula out to the right. The cutout ball to Ratuva. Steps back in field. In over the top of this now, the Hurricanes trying to counter ruck, but it's still there for the Drua. 16 phases, 40 seconds left. It's still there for them. 17 phases they've gone through. And again, they lose territory back to their own halfway line. Well, not their own halfway line. Back to their own side of halfway is what I meant to say. 17 phases. The Hurricanes defending well. Racing up, missing the tackle. Half a gap opens up, but it shuts down. It's there for the Canes. In over the top of it, winning the turnover ball with 5 seconds to go. Roygaard now kicks in behind the line, looking to find touch. And it finds the touch inside the 22. The siren sounds, and the referee blows full time. And the Hurricanes have done just enough. What an effort from the Fijian Drua, though. What a performance. What a fight. All the way to the very end. 17 phases, and the Hurricanes held their discipline at the most important time of the game. Players are down everywhere, on their backs, on their haunches. That took it out of both teams. 38-34. The Hurricanes have held on. What a game. I mean, I got nowhere near my same game multi. Nowhere near it. But what a game. What an effort put in from both sides. Oh, the Fijian Drua. Just think about those butchered tries in the first half. How crucial they were. 2 dead set butchered tries. One of them they scored pretty much immediately after. But you think just one. Just that one. And they would have been ahead at the end. How critical. Jimmy, thank you very much for the sub. Appreciate it, mate. Cheers. Ooh, boy, we can all take a breath. We can all relax. Credit to the Fijian Drua for the fight that they showed back-to-back weeks. You can tell that they're a team that's improving. They pushed the Brumbies all the way. They pushed the Hurricanes all the way. And honestly, probably should have won both games. Could easily have won both games. Just for a couple of opportunities that went begging. Well done to the Hurricanes, though. They held their discipline at just the right time. They gave away so many penalties throughout the course of the game. 17 phases of Drua attack, and they didn't give up a single penalty advantage. You've got to give them a little bit of a nod for that. (38-34). Wow, that was an intense battle. Now we get ready for the next one, because I think the next one's going to be an intense battle as well. The Highlanders hosting the Blues. As Super Rugby continues. That is coming up 4:05, so that's coming up in about 40 minutes' time here on the Wasted Water Sports. And we'll have all the action there for you. As I said, about 40 minutes. Quick ad break here, and we'll be back to sum up this game here between the Hurricanes and the Drua. Be right back. Wasted Water Sports, welcome back. 38 points to 34 here. The Hurricanes have got the job done just against the Drua. It went completely against how I thought it would go. I thought that even though I said in the pregame, I did actually say in the pregame, you can skip back to the start of the stream if you don't believe me, but I actually said the Drua have a history of pushing the Hurricanes close. But I felt like the Hurricanes would get it together today and win quite convincingly. They didn't. The Drua continue that tradition of pushing the Hurricanes close. And it was a great game. It was so exciting. I'm so glad that we did it. It would have been one that on paper might have been very easy to look over and skip. But I'm glad we didn't. Glad to have you here. Wasted Water Sports, live on YouTube, live on TikTok, live on Twitch, live on Facebook, wherever you've joined us from. Thank you very much for coming along and joining. Do feel free, if you enjoyed it, hit the like and subscribe, follow, whatever is available on your social media platform. Subscribe or follow, whatever it is. Do feel free to do that. And we'll catch you next time. Until then, which will be Highlanders versus Blues in about 40 minutes. Until then, cheers.
Where the game's just a backdrop for drunken retorts. Rugby league or union, it's all fair play. But it's the banter that steals the show. Hey, 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 hey. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the choice. Join us in our world where the banter is prime. Wasted Water Sports, we're having a good time. Scrums and tries, they're all well and good, but we're here for the jokes and 10 pence less. From the kickoff to the final whistles blow, we'll take the two and we're ready to go. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the choice. Join us in our world where the banter is prime. Wasted Water Sports, we're having a good time. We break down the plays, but it's all in jest. With the laugh and the cheer, we bring out our best. No serious analysis, no expert critiques. Just a bunch of mates sharing plenty of drinks. We'll raise a load, from sideline jokes to post-match tales. All big goofs and their big fails. We're not so serious, and that's our style. With each ahoy, we raise our steins. Ahoy, ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the choice. Join us in our world where the banter is prime. Wasted Water Sports, we're having a good time. So come along and join our sporting crew, where the banter's always fresh and the laughs are true. Oh, Wasted Water Sports, here's to our cheer. We'll see you on the pitch and drink some beer. Yeah.